Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I thought I'd do along with my sort of just descriptive, well, you say descriptive, basic explanations on what each of the flight control surfaces do. I wanted to make a video on showing you scenarios where they actually can be used. So, I'm flying on a route from Barcelona to Alicante right now, the 737 of course, and I'm offline again, but I'm just going to do scenarios, right? I'm going to show you what I mean when I told you certain things you could do in the previous video. This is just going to be a more descriptive visual representation on things you can do. So for fixes, say I want to get a fix at the next waypoint, which I'll look at the legs page, BL720. BL720, I can go to the fix, nice clearly button here. I can go slash and then the miles out I want. I want 5 miles, so I'm going to do /5. If you wanted 10 miles, you'll do /10. Wrong waypoint, that's why. See, this is what I mean. I get confused when I'm doing things. BL720. Next page. Again, you can do more than one page of fixes, remember? BL720 /5. No, BL720. You put the waypoint in this bit, then I'm going to do /5. I do apologise for that. My screens have just because one screen's turned off. It's cut out for a bit there. See that there's a ring here? You can do that for different miles out. Do 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles, 50 miles, whatever you want. It's just visual representation on how far you are from a waypoint or something. As you can see, I've set it 7,000. It's not increasing, right? It's not increasing. Not increasing. Say I want to do, I want to go to 11,000 feet. It's not increasing the altitude for me. VNav doesn't know to because I'm off the off what it's being instructed to do. I forced it to go to 7,000. I limited it at 7,000. So it's not going to do anything when I change it now because it doesn't know what I'm doing because I've gone off the rate. I've gone off what it's wanting to do. So it wants me to be climbing to 11,000 feet right now, but because my previous waypoint I was too low of an altitude from the last waypoint, it doesn't know anymore what altitudes I need to be at. So I need to somehow force the aircraft to increase altitude. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this, or 3 ways even. There's 3 ways you can do this. One way could be keeping it on VNav, keeping it simple, and to do that, you would click on Altitude Intervene button, which is here, just beside the altitude knob. Click this button, and you will find N1 will enable, because it's going to climb. N1 always lights up when it's going to climb or descend. It will turn off once you are at a stable altitude, cruising. As you can see now, it's just going to increase our altitude as it sees fits, safe, making sure the speed is all safe, and so that we don't lose any balance in the aircraft. So that is one way you can do it. But what if I don't want to use VNav? What if I want to increase my or decrease my rate of descent? I want to bypass the VNav limits. Well, you can also do that as well in the PMDG Boeing 737. Essentially, what you'd do, so I'm going to just limit the altitude. I'm going to limit it to 9,900 feet. I'm going to let it level off at 9,900 feet. I'm going to let VNav level it off. See, VNav has come off because it knows that it's going to hold at the altitude. I can't turn VNav back on until I've gone through this, so I'm just going to sort that out. I'm going to get VNAV back on. I'm going to let it increase altitude to 10,600 and then let it level off there. So VNAV is going to get us to 10,600 feet. Right? All down to VNAV. See, N1's come off because it doesn't need any more speed now. It feels safe and stable. It doesn't need N1 to be enabled now, so it's turned off automatically. You don't need to worry about turning off N1. It's automatic with VNAV enabling. To enable VNAV, it will engage if it needs to be engaged, and it will not be engaged if it doesn't need to be engaged. So we're leveled off at 10,600 feet now. VNAV is still enabled. It's going to cruise at this altitude now. It's going to increase speed as needed, and altitude will stay the same. So, what if I want to do it a different way? I want to control my rate of climb. Same principles for descent, by the way. I want to control my rate of climb. Again, I want to do it. 40,900 feet, nothing's happening. I need to click altitude and intervene for VNAV, but I don't want to use a VNAV anymore. What can I do? We can click this little V/S button. V/S stands for vertical speed. Vertical speed is you controlling the rate of descent or altitude increase. Rate descent or climb, essentially. So it's not going to move, but I want it to move at my own pace. I want to choose the pace. So I'm going to click this VS button. VNAV will disengage, speed will be enabled. You can now control your speed and your rate of climb. You control the rate of climb and speed, but your rate of whatever your rate of climb or descent is, it will not control the speed. So say you're meant to be at 314, you've set it at 314, but because you're climbing too steeply, it can't stick at 314, it will go down. It won't control the speed for you. You have to control the speed, and if you're climbing too high, the speed is just going to go down. There's no way of stopping that unless you enable speed brakes, or if you're going far too steep, they don't work. Then you've just got to decrease the rate of descent, rate of climb. Yeah. So that's another way you can do it. That is another way you can do it. So I want to climb to 12,000 feet. I want to do it quicker. I want to increase my rate of descent. I want to do it quicker. It's going to increase imminently. Plus 1,300. If it has a minus, it's going to descend. Plus climb, minus descent. Nice and simple by that little symbol there. Right. So, what's another way you can do it? So, this way is also altitude hold will enable once you're at your altitude limit as you've set if you're flying on vertical speed. It will turn on for a brief moment and then turn off once it is at exactly that altitude. So, we want VNAV back on. Take VNAV back on. It's going to keep at 12,000 feet. Therefore, any changes we make will be done by VNAV. Of course, it won't be, but it will once we click altitude intervene. Again, if I want to do speed intervene, say I want to go a bit slower, say I want to do 300 knots instead of 314, watch the speed here. It's going to decrease. See that green arrow? It's going to decrease because I am saying I don't want this speed. I want a different speed. I have forced it to by clicking speed intervene. It's forcing it to go to 298 knots. If you want to disengage this mode of speed intervene, the same thing goes for altitude intervene. If you want to stop it, you want VNAV to control it. Now, you can just simply click the button again, and then VNAV will engage its own speed. Again, as you see the green arrow coming up, it's going to increase our speed. Engines are ramping up to be able to accept that speed, and as you see, we're climbing back up to 314 knots, as I've instructed the aircraft to do. So, what is the last way you can go at descending or climbing? Well, you can use level change. So say I want to get to 14,000 feet. Didn't want to use VNAV, but I wanted to use level change. Level change, click level change, and you will find that it will increase your climb. But It's not going to control anything. Your speeds won't be controlled. It's just going to climb to that. It's not controlled or anything. You know, it's just going to climb to that as fast as it possibly can while maintaining the speed that's set by VNav. Essentially, put simply, it's going to do that. So we're going to wait for our altitude to get to 14,700 on level change mode. So we're completely ignoring the altitude set by in the legs page, but that's all fine. It's all fine for now. If you want to go back to those, you just select VNav again and click altitude intervene or speed intervene to let VNav control those again. Of course, you have to set the altitude. Always, you must set the altitude no matter what. Speed will be managed though all the time if VNav is enabled. Altitude you control, it's just VNav will control the rate at which it climbs to that altitude. The speed at which it climbs to that altitude. So those are the different ways you can climb or descend. I'm going to get VNav back on now. Right, so what if you got vectored? Or you wanted to vector because you somehow got off course or something, I don't know. You're on an ILS and you didn't intercept the ILS if you were following the route as standard. In this case, you can do that. So let's show you. I want to increase my heading. This heading mode won't engage until I've told it to. So you just select your heading for now. Keep it on LNAV and VNav, don't worry about it. So I want to head, see this dotted line? This is the heading which I have selected. That's 225 degrees of heading, that dotted line. The solid line is LNAV line. Dotted line is the heading that I have selected here. It's not engaged yet because LNAV is engaged. LNAV will follow the solid line. So, if you want to get vectored, or you want to vector yourself for whatever reason, click this heading select button. LNAV will disengage because it's no longer going to be following the line, the solid purple line. It's now going to be following the dotted purple line, which is the heading you have selected. This will bring you off the route. So, if you're on VATSIM or beyond ATC and you've got vectored, on any air traffic control network, this is how you do it. You select your heading, then you click heading select to engage that heading. At any point, yeah, you can do it. So here we are. We're going off route now. Going off route. We're not following LNAV anymore. We're off route completely. So we're just going to head this way for as far as we can go, you know, because that's what the plane is being told to do. It's going to follow what I've been told it to do. But what if you want to get back onto your route? Say you've been cleared to go direct to waypoint, waypoint, waypoint. So say I've been cleared to go direct to Lotos, which is the top waypoint. Or say I've been, yeah. So, yeah. If I got told I could go direct to Lotos, you can just click LNAV. And click LNAV, and then that will bring you back onto your concurrent route. But what if there's a scenario where you get vectored and you don't get told you can go direct to the upmost waypoint, the nearest waypoint, then the next waypoint. The next waypoint, if it's not the next waypoint, you can't just enable LNAV. That if you just enable LNAV after heading select, it will just go to the next available waypoint that you haven't been to. In our case, it's Lotos, the one that is highlighted in purple at the top of the legs page. That is the one it will travel to now. So, I'm going to vector myself again. I'm going to choose heading select mode, and I'm going to show you how you can get to another waypoint. Say a waypoint below the upmost waypoint. So a waypoint below that isn't highlighted in purple. It's not the topmost waypoint, and it isn't highlighted in purple. It's just one below. I'm going to show you how you can vector yourself to that, go direct to that waypoint. It's not as easy as in the Airbus, where it's literally a direct to button. It's a bit more complicated in the Boeing, as most things are. More old-fashioned in the Boeing. So I'm going off the route again. I'm using my heading select mode. I'm being vectored now. Say I'm being vectored by the ATC, just for example. Now, what if I got told I could go direct to soppet? I got told I could go direct to soppet. How would I do that? You'd click on soppet and you'd click it into the utmost altitude, and you'll find soppet will be highlighted, and you will get the "Are you sure?" message. It'll be highlighted here, and you click execute. Once you've executed that, it will go direct to soppet now. It will miss all the other waypoints which were before soppet. It will go direct to soppet. After you've enabled soppet, you need to go back to LNAV mode. Click LNAV mode once you've gone and done that step in the FMC, and it will go direct to that waypoint. Yeah, that's all there is to it. If you get vectored and you need to go back to your route, that's how you do it. Nice and simple. Now, what haven't I shown? If you just want to control your actually no, it doesn't matter. I've already shown you that. Let's see. What haven't I shown? Haven't I shown? And that's really right. So if you wanted to get your descent wins, you'd head to DES on the FMC, forecast, DES wins request. Request will be highlighted if it's worked. You have to wait a few seconds, and then it will say something like, "Are you a wind uplink ready?" or something similar. Forecast uplink ready, I'm pretty sure it'll say. Let's see what it says. Forecast uplink ready, and you click load. Wait a minute for it to load, and then "Are you sure?" This will light up. Execute to get those initiated. Those are our descent wins. Now, what if I wanted to hold at a certain point? What if I wanted to hold? Hold. Also, the map, you can, if you do up on the mouse wheel on this EFIS range thing, it will zoom out. If you do down on the EFIS range, it will zoom in. It's this button little here. And if you click TFC, it will come up with a load of rings. Essentially just a radar thing, I think. Yeah, it's nothing mandatory necessarily. Yeah. So say I wanted to hold at soppet. I got told to hold at soppet, or I wanted to descend a bit because that was too high. Very lots and lots of reasons you might have to hold. So if you got told to hold, go ahead and type in the waypoint. In our case, it's soppet. S-O-P-E-T. Of course, you click the hold button, and you click on this fix bit where it says Maggle now. It'll say fix above it. And put soppet into there. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Thought it was a bit weird, that. So you click hold, then you click next hold, that button there, hold, next hold. Then you'd see this little box here, so you want to type in the waypoint you want to hold at. I want to hold at soppet, for example. Soppet, I'll type in soppet. S-O-P-E-T. Hold at soppet. Hold at soppet. Hold at soppet. don't, yeah. If you get a root discontinuity, simply, well, because this isn't a root discontinuity, it's actually something different. I can't do that. Yeah, it's not going to work now, is it? No. Never mind. SOP. Essentially, you'd input soppet into that little box, and it'll say hold at soppet once that's entered correctly, and it will basically hold you at soppet. Put simply, yeah, it'll just hold you at soppet basically. You just simply input the waypoint. Just do it again. Delete, clear, hold, hold. Hold. Here, so you type in the waypoint you want to hold at, in my case soppet, any waypoint on the legs page, so you stop it down there, and it'll hold you at soppet at that point. That blank box at the bottom, you just click the LS6. You type in the waypoint, then you click LS6 and it'll input hold at, and then it'll hold you at that waypoint, as you can see. Soppet has a circle around it now. I'll do it again, just for clarification, as I know that it, wait a minute, clear, can I do it again? Next hold, yeah, I can. We'll delete the hold, execute. There, we'll do it again, so we'll type in soppet, S-O-P-E-T, soppet, hold at soppet. There we go, and you click. Then you'd, once you input that in, it'll say hold at soppet, then what you want to do is you want to click on soppet, and then you want to execute, and then that will execute the hold. You see the circle has now appeared, and that is going to hold you at soppet, which is in 33 miles for me, so yeah, that will hold you at soppet. I didn't remove the hull because I'm not planning on flying this whole route. I've already shown you how to land and things. Yeah. What else can we do? There are certain tests you can do as well. For example, the fire test is down here. See, there's a test button here. There's a little knob here. Do that. You can do a test. So the if correct, the alarms will sound as you just heard then. If not correct, they won't sound. In which case, is wrong. They should light up if they are all good. There's a few tests here. You can do the CBR test, hold it for 5 seconds, and that green little light should light up. See again, there's a green light on, which is just lit up. See, it's gone now. It's that light there, which is lights up if you hold it for 5 seconds. That light there. That's another test you can do, CBR test. And yeah. And if you get an off-schedule descent warning, you just need to click this Alt Horn cutout button, and it will eliminate that error, essentially. And for airspeed warnings, say you're going too fast or too slow, you hold these to check that they are working. Stall warning tests. Test those. Hold them down. That's all good. You see I'm about. I'm nearly at socket. There's a big circle at socket. We're going to hold there. If you want to exit the hold, you can at any time by clicking hold. And over. And, clearing any messages you may have. Head over to next page, next hold. And then see the circles there now. So you're in that hold, and at any point you're in that hold and you want to stop the hold, just simply click this delete button, then click that, and then execute. And you see the hold is now gone, the circle is now gone. You can do that at any point in the hold or before the hold, doesn't matter. And if you are in the hold and you exit it, it will just go back to the root as soon as you executed the action of exiting the hold. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's all there is to it, really. If you have enjoyed it, this was a little extra knowledge in the PMDG's Boeing 737. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.